on the verge of just throwing away my KJV Bibles. I just didn't see any need for them anymore. And I've been hanging on to this Bible. I was so upset about the Mandela effect. And I've been hanging on to this Bible. I was so upset about the Mandela effect. On the verge of just throwing away my KJV Bibles. I just didn't see any need for them anymore. I looked for residue. I looked for possible clues that they had been changed, and it just really seemed to be going down a dead-end street. So the words that I know used to be in here, despite the many pastors and so-called Christians that I have debated with, who tell me that I just have bad memories when it comes to some of these words.
Mandela effect for dummies. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible to prove that the Bible is not changing. They're lying to you. And to prove there's nothing wrong with your memories. The Mandela effect groups are lying to you by saying things are changing. And like Stavely says, everybody is affected with lies.
I keep pointing out everybody is Mandela affected. There are no exceptions. Everybody's going through it. Some people will fight tooth and nail to deny it. The Mandela effect's real. You people need to stop denying it.
No such thing as the unaffected. We only have deniers.
Please buy this book by Tim Osman. I'm a sponsor for this channel too. He also helped me debunk the Mandela effect. InfinitePlaneRadio.com.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. You take the blue pill, the story ends, and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
You took the wrong pill, you dummy. You took the stupidity pill. Now you're gonna belong to the cult of the Bible changes. Now you're gonna be like Stavely, John, Mike, EYA, Jesus Freak.
Is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Here's part 2, Moneybags. 73 said, I often hear you say that we are jumping earths from one earth to another. I am curious why the residual evidence like this exists on an earth where this was not how things happen. And then he sends me a link. He writes again to challenge me. If I make a video, he's going to post it on his channel. He has my permission to do it. How will you know others were spreading lies unless you 100% without a doubt knew that you had the truth? Make a video explaining exactly what is happening with great detail, and I will run it on my channel so everybody can see it, so people can stop speculating on what might be happening with the Mandela effect. Nothing can stop the Mandela effect, and nothing can stop what is coming. So put on your tinfoil hats and hold on for this ride.
Remember where you were when you first heard of the Mandela effect?
Hello, my name's Jose Martinez, and I'm affected with the Mandela effect, but with a different effect. I don't believe my reality is changing. Nothing physical is changing. That is impossible. Now the Mandela effect people are trolling me now because I don't believe in changes. All because I said nothing is changing. What you're seeing are differences, not changes. And when you see a video from the internet, from the Mandela effect groups, people showing new animals, new logos, and new Bible verses, that's an indication that we got moved again. Nothing is changing. We are the ones changing. We are the ones moving.
Galvanists realize that things are not changing, they're just different. The residual evidence is unwittingly left by us. Residual evidence is unwittingly left by us. Again, we know this because, for one thing, it's impossible for the globes, atlases, maps, encyclopedias, our house, your car, your furniture, Bible verses, logos, products, and movies to change overnight. And secondly, it's impossible for anyone to bring anything physical with them. It's impossible for anyone to bring anything physical with them.
That includes the Bible. The Bible that we know stays behind. You're reading a different Bible, not changed. Nothing that is physical can travel with us to this planet. Everything stays behind. All logos, all Bibles, they stay behind.
As their soul shifts, only the spirit can travel the quantum flux that allows our souls to coalesce into these replica versions of ourselves on a completely different Earth, at a completely different location within the Milky Way galaxy. Women can come in. For the most part, everything is parallel to the extreme.
Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please don't take this video seriously. And don't shoot the messenger. Thank you. Affected with the Mandela effect for 8 years. And I've been trying to sound the alarm that the Mandela effect is not about changes. It's about something much worse than that. I've been affected with the Mandela effect for about 8 years, and I have never seen a video that someone made from the Mandela effect groups that a building is changing, a tree is morphing, is changing in front of them, or an animal changing in front of them. That includes the Bible. Nobody has shown a video that the Bible is morphing or changing in front of them. That's a lie. That doesn't exist. So they're lying to you. That doesn't exist. So they're lying to you. That's why I get trolls on my channel, because they can't prove the Mandela effect. If you believe in changes on the Mandela effect, please send me a video of a statue morphing in front of you. supernaturally changing in front of you. Any video or anybody that has a video showing evidence that something that you're looking at is changing in front of you supernaturally. That includes the Bible. If you catch a Mandela effect changing, please send it to my email, sag.arm.society@gmail.com. This is a Penguinati production.
Of the seal in the forehead. Of the seal in the forehead. I would watch Mr. Rogers every single day. Every single day, my mother would say I would just stare at the TV and watch Mr. Rogers as a child. And I vividly remember it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And in recent times, coming across this Mandela effect.
This Jesus Christ wannabe has a following of 500,000 people. And he's throwing a lot of bullcrap because he saw a show with Mr. Roger and he had a revelation about the Mandela effect. Not all lies and
There's a phenomenon known as the Mandela effect. And this gives us evidence to the seal in the forehead. You are sealed in the forehead, and all attacks of mind control, of manipulation, cannot affect you. You're actually within the fabric of the timeline, and you could actually perceive and notice the change. And playing it back and hearing this neighborhood, it does not resonate with me. When I shared this message about the Mandela effect years ago, many people were not awake to what's going on in this reality. But now, this all makes sense. When I shared about Mandela effects, and maybe you did on your journey, people told you, oh, you're crazy. And they did the same thing to me. Oh, you're crazy. But now, we're all gathered now, and this is the evidence of the seal in the forehead. Of the seal in the forehead. Because we do live on alternate timelines, and we're having this experience, and we are sealed so we could actually see it, perceive it, feel it, live it. We understand and overstand through our journey. There's a glitch in this reality. So if this is new to you, why don't you research the Mandela effect? Because you will never be the same again. Realize that this is a fake matrix reality. Some people call it even a simulation. It's time to wake up. The rapture is now. Commander is on the ground. I am the defender of our everyday lives. Victory of the light.
This Jesus Christ wannabe, it's a new ager. All these new agers trying to understand the Mandela effect, they crack me up. Wow.
To the seal in the forehead.
I guess I need to get the seal on my forehead.
The Mandela effect is revealing things that have always been yet never known. It's revealing that our soul is splintered and fractured, and each portion is coalesced in a replica version of yourself that has been sharing your soul since the day you were born. All in different realities, all in the same dimension, separated by light years, not by dimensions. Not to say there are dimensions, of course, but they are parallel as well. It's really quite remarkable. It's revealing that quantum entanglement is the basic fundamental foundation of existence. And it's as simple as that. And like I mentioned before, our soul is splintered and fractured. Like I mentioned before, our soul is splintered and fractured.
Dale Dufay discovered that our soul is fractured into billion pieces, into billions of Earths that we're traveling into. This discovery was made 8 years ago, but everybody is still stuck on changes.
Like I mentioned before, our soul is splintered and fractured. It's amazing, but yet it's one and connected with this quantum entanglement.
What the unconvinced actually mean when they call us delusional is that we're actually psychotic which means you're seeing things that are not there. But
here's the Bible. Look at how thick it is. I mean, there's a lot there that has nothing to do with the salvation of souls or the teachings of Christ.
Which means you're seeing things that are not there. But the majority of the body of Christ does not embrace the doctrine that the Bible can change, right?
That's because the church knows you're lying.
Right? What the unconvinced actually mean when they call us delusional is that we're actually psychotic, which means you're seeing things that are not there. But
that's because the Bible that we know is on the Sagittarius arm earth. Nothing can come with us. Nothing tangible can come with us. So it stays behind. Sorry about the bad recording. I'm just having trouble talking and breathing.
Seeing things that are not there. But if you are resistant to facts, it's not us that's delusional, it's you. And I think what the unconvinced actually mean when they call us delusional is that we're actually psychotic, which means you're seeing things that are not there. But that's not what's happening.
Yes, it is. Just because you remember the lion in the Bible, that's what you remember. That doesn't mean the Bible changed. You're reading a different Bible. You're on a different earth with the white sun. And just because you remember something different, it doesn't make it a fact. The fact is that the wolf was written on this planet. That's the fact.
Because one of the proofs is similar to me. In other words, everybody will tell you the Monopoly guy had a monocle. Everybody will tell you mirror, mirror on the wall. Everybody will tell you the lion lay down with the lamb, etc., etc.
And to answer the $1 million question, did I do Shazam? No. Did I look like I do Shazam? Yes. Did I do Shazam? No.
He's telling the truth. So why are you calling him a liar? This is a different version of Sinbad. And this is what I discovered. We are creating the Mandela effect because our memories come from a different earth. And another reason the Bible has different words is because the same apostle made a different choice of words on this earth. Just like Walt Disney did. He used magic mirror instead of mirror, mirror on the wall. Pill, you dumb fool.
So it's not psychotic. Okay, so when you call me delusional, if you're insinuating that I'm seeing things that are not there, that is not factual.
You're an a-hole. That's what you are. A stubborn a-hole.
If you have experienced the Mandela effect and you've researched it and you have come to the conclusion that it is a genuine phenomenon, and then you have dared to share that belief with people that did not share your belief, then you've probably been called delusional. Now, you may also have been told that you were going astray or that you need medication or that you should just focus on the gospel.
This fool lost his marriage. He lost everything. And he got kicked out of 4 churches. Following a lie. Thinking that he's doing God's work. No, he's not.
Certainly you've been told you should consider that you're taking these things out of context. These are just confusions between different translations, or they're modernizations, or you're just misremembering. Cognitive confusion. You're befuddled. You're just kind of turned around like you've been playing a piñata game where they spin you around and the blindfold on. You're just...
God sent us here. Jehovah is real. And maybe this is a test to see if we're gonna fall for the Mandela effect lies and liars.
You're just mixed up. Well, the problem that we have, Mr. and Mrs. Unconvinced, with these arguments is that they are unconvincing. Just because you say I'm delusional doesn't mean that I'm delusional. You have to prove your point. The burden of proof is on you because we are claiming an experience, and there are many, many, many of us, and we are relying not only on our memories. We have 7 forms of proof.
Don't believe this. Bleep, bleep. I'm trying to help you.
So what I'd like to do is just drill down on this idea that we're delusional and see what it means and see what the scriptures say. See if there's any validity to the idea that we're delusional, because we're claiming that our reality is malleable and things that we vividly remember no longer exist as we remember them.
This is what happens when you put limitations on God. I said this 3 years ago on my videos. Go watch them.
So if we are delusional, how is it that we're delusional? This is the question that I would like the unconvinced to try to answer with some specificity. Because the definition of delusional means that you believe what is untrue and you're resistant to facts. But is that true? Okay, so for convenience, I'll call those that are testifying that this phenomenon is real as someone that's Mandela affected. And all that means is you experienced the Mandela effect, and then you came to the conclusion that it's a supernatural phenomenon. That would make you Mandela affected. Whereas the unconvinced also experienced the Mandela effect, but they refuse to conclude what's obvious, that there's a phenomenon taking place, and instead they impose a naturalistic reason for the experience. Because go to 100 pastors, ask them who laid down with the lamb, they'll all say lion. I can stump 100 pastors in a row with 10 out of 10 scriptures. That's not possible.
That's because you're making your own Bible. And you're not listening what the Bible says.
It's not logistically or statistically possible. Do you understand? That's
because you're not God, you dumb bleep bleep.
Do you understand? That's a catastrophic memory failure that could not happen unless they had been stricken with Alzheimer's. And that's not the case because I could do it with 100 of them. So it's not mental illness. Like if you went to your aging parent and they couldn't recognize you.
No, it's because you're sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. That's God's business, not yours. Yes, I called him very nosy.
The conclusion you would draw is that they have been smitten with mental illness. Well, 10 simple Bible quiz questions that pastors get wrong is not misremembering. That is a catastrophic memory failure. So we are experiencing or observing these types of proofs, these types of facts, and then we're going to the unconvinced saying, look, this is what we're experiencing, and it's the unconvinced that is resistant to facts, not us.
Stubborn like a mule.
Are resistant to facts. It's not us that's delusional, it's you. And I think what the unconvinced actually mean when they call us delusional is that we're actually psychotic, which means you're seeing things that are not there. But
bingo! Give this man a cookie. He broke the code. You took
not there. But that's not what's happening, because one of the proofs is similar to me. In other words, everybody will tell you the Monopoly guy had a monocle. Everybody will tell you mirror, mirror on the wall. Everybody will tell you the lion lay down with the lamb, etc., etc. So it's not psychotic. Okay, so when you call me delusional, if you're insinuating that I'm seeing things that are not there, that is not factual. What's happening is happening to all of humanity.
That's what Deo Dufe discovered, the sacred secret. Revelations 10:7. But this is what I discovered. This secret was not supposed to be known to men. The Mandela effect has always been. We always been moving planet to planet. We were not supposed to know this secret because humanity was going to lose faith in God. But Satan let this secret out by using Fiona Broom, a witch. That's a fact.
And the delusion would have to come and be applied to the conclusion that you draw from the experience, not from the experience itself, because that's universal. So once again,
you are bleep.
Let's look at
bleep,
the
bleep,
different passages
bleep, bleep.
that are typically hurled at us. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 11. For this reason, God will send them a powerful delusion so that they believe the lie.
We are the liars. That's the delusion.
Okay, we're going to come back to that. The second one is 1 Timothy 4, but the Spirit explicitly says that in the latter times some will fall away from the faith, paying attention to deceitful spirits and doctrines of demons. Now, of course, if you don't believe that this is happening, you would certainly put someone claiming the Bible is being fiddled with by the devil in the category of a doctrine of demons and falling away from the faith. I could...
Well, you're doing a good job because now you're a church, a tax-exempt Satan church. But nobody will believe me.
Understand that very easily. However, the facts don't support your position that the Bible isn't changing. The facts support the position that the Bible is changing.
Nobody has proof or video proof that the Bible is morphing in front of them. That's a lie.
Because we first have hundreds of thousands of examples in pop culture and in the realm outside the Bible. Movie lines, people's names, spelling of words, history, anatomy, geography, all.
Well, that's the proof we don't belong on this planet. We were sent here. We still have the memory from the Sagittarius arm where the orange sun is. That's why everything looks weird to us. We think it's changing, but it's not. It's always been here on this earth. There's nothing wrong with your memories. So if you're telling the truth, send me a video of a Bible verse morphing in front of you, changing in front of you.
Multiple categories with hundreds and hundreds of examples in each category with residual evidence supporting our vivid memories. These are incontrovertible. These are irrefutable evidences to support our testimony. They're not non-existent evidence. They are existing and they are compelling because they're what's called corroborative. They're corroborating our testimony.
All you guys belong to Satan already. There's not enough proof to change your mind and change your ways. I'm just trying to help the people that listens to my videos. And hopefully they will listen to the real truth, not your lies.
And there's layers of them. And they can't be just brushed aside as the number of mistakes that take place in the normal course of business. That's preposterous. It's statistically impossible if you go to newspapers.com and you put in any number of products. Depends is a very strong memory for people. This product was called Depends, and everybody remembers it being called Depends because it had a commercial. You can depend on Depends, and it's a vivid memory. And so you go into newspapers.com and you can find 800 display ads that say Depends with an S.
That's because the creators of our earth came here, but they didn't know they were affected with the Mandela effect. That's how the residue exists on this earth. We brought those memories here. We are the ones creating the residue.
But it's never been that. All the way back to its original launch, it was always Depend. So if it was always Depend, you, unconvinced, trying to convince us that it's the normal course of business that 800 different display ads would be posted in newspapers incorrectly is absolutely statistically impossible. It's not it's not improbable. It's impossible. It's statistically impossible because you have that one times hundreds of them. We don't believe you, okay? We don't accept that concept whatsoever. It's preposterous. So your arguments are unconvincing. And so Romans 8:28 says, and just as they did not see fit to acknowledge God any longer, God gave them over to depraved minds. Well, this is scary stuff. Being accused of being turned over to a depraved mind by God because we're claiming this is happening. And
you think you're doing God's work and you're trying to help people. It's the other way around. You're sending people to hell, making people turn against God and turn against the Bible.
You know, essentially,
look what happened to the man I put in the first of the video. That's your works at work. You're making God look weak. Maybe you're worshiping the wrong God.
Actually, it really rests on this one here, 2 Thessalonians 2:9. For this reason, God will send them a powerful delusion. Why? Because they didn't love the truth. And so what happens? They believe the lie. Well, what would that lie be? All right, so from the perspective of the unconvinced, it would be that we believe that the Bible is able to be changed. That would have to be the lie that we're believing that then brings a curse of delusion upon us.
This is what I discovered. God said he was going to send a strong delusion. We are the strong delusion. We are the one inventing the Mandela effect. We are the deception. We are the ones saying that the Bible is wrong. The new Mandalorian cult. It's a man-made religion. I don't think we were supposed to know about this sacred secret. I think we're supposed to remain a secret through eternity. And we just happened to be stumbled onto it because somebody knew that we were going to twist it and make it a negative thing and not into a positive thing. That's what I discovered that we were going to do with the Mandela effect. That's why I've been sounding the alarm for years. With all the Mandela effect channels, they thought I was trolling them and calling them liars.
Sitting at the beach, and this guy walked up to me, started trying to preach to me, do you take Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior and all this other stuff? And I said, no. He goes, why not? I said, you know what? Tell me all about this Satan entity that's in the Bible. He says, well, he's evil, he was a genius, and he's got all these powers. You're saying that this entity has a high IQ then, really, really high, higher than any human. Oh, yes. Well, answer me this then. What happens to this being? He commits these acts that are all prophesied in this book, and at the end, he's cast into a lake of fire for all eternity. And I said, so this being with this super high intelligence that's almost on the same level of God and can do all this amazing stuff, he's going to follow the prophecies written by human flesh and blood human beings on a piece of paper. the prophecies written by human flesh and blood human beings on a piece of paper to his own demise. Oh yes, it is. Yes. I'm sorry, man. I don't believe that. What more than likely is happening is that entity that you're running from is the one that orchestrated the way this text in this book is put together, so that you can run to your own demise. In the end, what's happening is you're following and worshiping the same entity and demon that you're running from.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget, don't shoot the messenger.
Hey, right. My name is Dale Dufay.
If you guys can donate some money to Dale Dufay, he's remodeling a trailer home for Mary Hall. She had a stroke. Thank you very much. Or buy his book.
I'm doing fine too. Life is good. Mary's hat is somewhere. Right there. Yeah. Right on top of her iPad. Boy, she uses that thing. That thing's getting worn out. You got two of them, don't you?
Yeah.
It's not that she's rich or anything. One of them was mine and was donated to me years ago by, what's his name? Martinez.
Yeah.
I can't remember his first name, but he used to donate to my channel a lot. And he's donated me a iPad, which I totally appreciate, and gave it to Mary because she uses it more.
All credit goes to Dale Dufay. Get this book, $5 ebook, $10 book, Amazon.
And again, I have Jose Martinez to thank for that. Thank Jose Martinez very much because I used one of his donations to get the book published. It cost $325 to be able to get it in paperback. And I thank Jose Martinez for that because he's he's contributed his channel thousands of dollars over the years, and I really, really appreciate it and helped me get this book published.
And if you need to talk to Dale, send him a letter, and I'm sure he'll return your mail. Thank you so much. As you can see, I'm a big sponsor for Dale Dufay's theory. I believe in this theory. That's why I decided to sponsor his channel for 6 years. And 3 years ago, he quit. He left because he was attacked by trolls. Just don't tell him I posted his address. I guess John and Stavely are out of a job lying to people. Sorry about that.
To start a cult of believers.
Brian Staley is scamming people out of money.